Hi, today we are going on Dike Walk number 5. 离合。 Hi. Hey, buddy. Hi. Hi. Wow. Jennifer, 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 Jennifer. Let me make sure it's still recording. Hey there, hi. Okay, I think it might be upside down. I'm gonna walk and talk because there's not much light, and I think it would be appropriate at this point to bring up some sad news that I found out today. My friend David Jan Beran passed away 3 years ago of a heart attack in Prague, Czech Republic, while they're on a summer vacation visiting his mom. So I guess that was the summer of 2022. I sent Dave, and I also sent his wife, Jennifer Kang, or Ji-un Kang, a message today to start mining again for Pi, kind of cryptocurrency. And his wife gave me the sad news. And yeah. So he leaves behind Jennifer and young daughter. Well, let's go back to the beginning. I met Dave in 2007. I saw him once before. Oh, well, it was still 2007. I guess he had worked at an English camp with John Thornton. I was out at Hyundai Beach with Jeremy and Big John, and Dave and Ji-un were walking along the Hyundai Beach boardwalk. I'm just going to take a step aside here because I'm going to let this person pass. I think they're riding bikes, but it's not going to be very safe if I walk and they're riding here. I think they're slowing down for me too, so this might take a second. So Dave, I guess, had been in Korea for already a number of years. He had come from another university, and I met him at Dongsa University. And basically, Patrick, who went on to better and greater things in China to teach history, left us. So John took his place. Yes, John and Dave took his place. Dave met Ji-eun, Jennifer, I guess some months or years before. All I know that was that she was a phone girl, so she sold like phones on the street. It's a thing that you used to see in the 90s. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she went to BUFS, or at the time I guess it was PUFS, PUFS, Busan University of Foreign Studies. I could be totally wrong, but I want to say that that's where she went to school, according to Dave. And yeah, so Dave, being the new guy, was a little closer to me because I was also new. I'd been there a whole semester ahead of him. So we used to eat dinners together, and he was known for eating a lot of eggs. So he'd joke and say, "Oh, don't worry about the cholesterol, I'll burn it off on a good long walk." Which is, well, you know, as we all know, it's the carbohydrates that'll do the damage on the body, not the protein. So, yeah, I was living in, what was it, Bumin? Or, yeah, there's one station just before Samyang. As you're going towards, as you're going towards Dongsa, you're heading west, and I would often catch him on his long and epic walks. He was known for like walking all the way to Sasang, and which, you know, at the time I thought was really far, but in retrospect, after some of the epic walks I've done in my life, it's a decent trek, don't get me wrong. I know that, well, I left Korea with Carol in 2008, early 2008, but Dave and I kept in touch a little bit through Facebook, and I was aware that he was with child. And then in 2015 I returned to Korea, with Carol again, and then Dave and I hooked up maybe 2017, 2018. Man, it could have been 2016. No, come to think of it, maybe it was 2016. And we went on some really nice long walks. He would talk on and on about Apple phones, and he would talk about real estate, Korean real estate, the state of the economy. And he would go on and on and on, almost drone on about the economy and real estate. And it was interesting, it was good information. And he always had his Apple phone in his hand. Maybe with a bottle of water, maybe not, but he always had his Apple phone in his hand because he invested some money in Apple stock. He told me about going into the forest behind Dongsa with Craig Schroeder and Ronnie Cappadocia. Maybe Danny May. I'm not sure if Danny went up. Maybe some other teachers, some other professors joined them. I know some other professors joined them. I just don't know who. And they used to go up behind the Dongsa after work and drink makgeolli and dongdongju. But he got worried about his liver, so stopped that and got even more hardcore into the walking. And so like I'd meet him for walks. I'd go I wasn't going on like any 25-kilometer walks like I've been known to do, but I have met Dave for 15-kilometer walks, and I was beat. I was not in great shape to say, to go on those walks. 15 kilometers, yeah, that was okay for me. And then Dave would, every single time, Dave would be like, okay, I'm just going to keep going. And he'd keep walking for 6-7 hours. And he'd go back, he was a walkaholic. He said it helped calm him down. Because he said when he was at home, all he would do is look at his phone to read about. Whoa.
Hello.
Hello. 你好.
也遇到你.
Oh, 对, wow. 谢谢. Oh my goodness. The guy riding his bike behind me. And, okay. Thank God he saw me. And so Dave would, like I just said, he'd go on these epic long walks. Oh yeah, and he'd be at home reading on his phone about the Korean economy or real estate and Apple stocks. And I really loved his daughter. He'd talk on and on about her, how cute she was, and everyone, I guess I knew that because I saw his Facebook photos. She must be probably close to 10 now, but in the photos I saw, she was a toddler or no. She used to go live with grandma Monday to Friday. And then as Dave and Jennifer would take her on the weekend. And he said he dreaded Sunday night, as did his daughter, and I'm sure Jennifer as well. But he told me how heartbreaking it was his daughter would cry every time they dropped her off at grandma's, and she would say, "Papa, Papa, no, Daddy, Daddy, don't go, don't go." So I guess in 2007 Dave was a little slimmer, but not like he was overweight or anything, but he had a bit of a double chin going on in like 2017, 2018. But man, he was fit. You know, talk about a guy who was averaging 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers a day, like every day in, day out. That was Dave. If he wasn't working or at home looking at his phone, taking care of his family, he was walking. So like often we'd meet in Quang Ali, because I lived near Grumyan San subway station, and we'd walk to Hyundai, or it wasn't really about where we were walking. It was just the fact that I was with Dave, which I didn't get the opportunity to walk often with other people, except for my wife, or Heather Arnott, or Andy Vaughn, sometimes Eric Bach. But Andy and I did a lot of walking, but for the most part, Dave and I never joined anyone else. We did bump into him on one of his walks. He was in Samyeon, and we stopped for quite a while to talk to him outside of a camping store, of all places. And that was the second to last time I saw him. The last time I saw him was well into COVID. He and I guess we met up in the winter or spring of 2022. And at one time we met outside of Buman Hospital, or like in Hyundai, near the train station, subway station, and then we walked to Carol's school. He had already been walking, so he was coming from God knows where. Maybe he had already walked to there from Samyeon. And then when we walked all the way to Carol's school in Kijang, and he came in, he saw her classroom, and he enjoyed that. And Carol remembered him from 2007, and she was happy to see like a nice, decent guy, me hanging out with a decent guy. And I stayed with Carol. Maybe we took a bus or a taxi home. He turned around and went back to Samyeon from Kijang. Oh God, that's a solid half hour in a car, going 100 kilometers an hour on the highway. So God, yeah, who knows? Who the heck knows? Maybe he walked up another 30 kilometers to go turn around. Yeah. So but because he would go on and on about the same three things over and over again. Apple phone stock. Well, he didn't talk that much about Apple stock, although he loved sending people messages and trying to get them to buy or invest in Apple. He did talk a lot about the economy and a lot about real estate. So sometimes to switch, to divert the conversation, we talk about the old days. And funny foreigners, strange, unusual and strange expats. I'm going to turn the camera around, just maybe to see my face, kind of. Okay, I don't think, I can't keep this up because It's very, I can't see where I'm going, and it's very blinding too. So yeah, we talk about old funny expats that we had known in the past. And, or we'd also talk about, like, you know, say like what students did in our class. And we both taught adults, or well, sort of semi-adults. You know, he was working at the Marine College out by, well, you know, way past Nampadong. I guess it was on Yeongdo Island. There was some kind of like Marine National Museum of National Marine Museum. Wow, looking over at a farm of like a cattle farm. You can see a lot of bovine over there. It's a nice familiar smell, though. You know, I having grown up in Canada and spending a little bit of time on, you know, the countryside, and I'm sort of used to that smell. The sweet smell of home. Bullshit. So, yeah. One time he told me that he saw a girl crying, like a woman, young woman, maybe 25, 35 years old. And this is how nice Dave was. She was kind of squatting over and just crying. So Dave went over to ask her, "Are you okay?" You know, that's the kind of guy Dave was. You know, just really kind-hearted individual. And she said she had just been, I guess, kicked out or evicted. She'd been kicked out of her apartment. We don't know why. And so she was crying because of eviction. And yeah, so good old Dave. You know, every time I stretch my hamstrings, for the last 7 or 8 years, I've been using this like a band to stretch my hamstrings. So every time I stretch the hamstrings, I actually think of Dave, because it was on that walk from Hyundai Boomin Hospital that I ended up hurting my hamstring. So the doctors were telling me later, and the physical therapist, how to stretch out my hamstrings and make sure they're well, nice and stretched. And it's funny, amazing. Dave's been gone for the last 3 years, but I sort of inadvertently thought about him every day, because every time I took that band out, I said, I'm stretching these hamstrings because of the 15-kilometer or 10-kilometer walk that I took with Dave. Well, it was probably more like 12 kilometers, but yeah. Which in retrospect is, it's a good, decent walk, don't get me wrong. Like, I do that now on a daily basis. And, yeah, but I still stretch those hamstrings every day. Thanks, Dave. David Jan Beran. He had two family names. Jan is his mother's family name. And she's from Czech Republic. So from what I understand, Dave would go to Czech Republic every summer, you know, to get away from Korean summer because just so hot and sticky, and like a Taiwanese summer. And he was from British Columbia, you know, Vancouver, British Columbia, which is in the Canada. And I don't know if he went back to the Canada very often, but he told me about going back to the Prague, the Czech Republic. So that was the connection to Jan, Mama Jan. I guess Papa Beran must have been from Vancouver. Did Dave have siblings? I'm not sure. I know he was very proud of his wife, the Jennifer, because Jennifer, do 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 do, Jennifer. Yes, he was very proud of the Jennifer because she created an app called Kongtel. And Kongtel was something to help people with language. It was an app. Not sure what it did. It's still around, so yeah. You can check it out. Kongtel. I did download it at one time. And I know she had an office at one time in Choryang. So that was her, or that is her gig, Jennifer's gig. And yeah, trying to think. To be honest, I think that's the best eulogy anyone can give, Mr. Beran. David the Baron, I am walking tonight for you, brother. Tonight I walk alone while you rest in the clouds. Rest well, my friend. Rest well. I'll see you one day again. Until then, rest well. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Gravy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Let's see, how long have I been walking? It's hard to tell. See, it's 7:30. 7:20 actually. Say I started walking around. No, I sat down for dinner at 5:43. So let's see. Yeah, I've been walking for about, I guess my watch is right. I've been walking for 1 hour and 14 minutes only. Geez, it feels a lot longer than that. Guess this is a short walk, so to speak. My legs are, my feet are tired. You know, I did Saturday, close to maybe 10, yeah, probably 10 kilometers, no, more than 10. No, I should say 10, yeah, about 10 kilometers, 10K on Saturday, and then another 9K yesterday, so it's a good day to take a short walk. Here's the old beast, the steed of Moby. There's Moby's steed. Okay, so this will be this will indicate the end of the walk. I'm glad you stuck through with me until the end. I know that it's probably not that many of you will stick through, because it's a good chance I recorded this upside down, as well as in the dark. But it was an ode to Dave. A good night to Dave. So wherever you are out there, brother, Michael is thinking about you, Moby.